So hello kids, how are you all? So we had been studying about atom. Yes, last time we studied Rutherford alpha scattering experiment, Rutherford model of atom, Thomson model of atom. Yes. So first of all, we will revise all the topic. Okay. First of all, we will revise all the topic. Then we will study next point. Okay. So first let's study the structure of atom, means model of an atom which was given by Thomson, J.J. Thomson. Okay. So according to Thomson, an atom is similar to Christmas pudding. Yes. You know Christmas pudding? Have you ever eaten pudding? Yes. The model of it is just like pudding, in which fruits are present, or you can say plums. Plums are present. You can imagine that as a negative charge particle, and the remaining part you can imagine as positively charged particle. Okay. So according to Thomson, an atom is similar to Christmas pudding. Yes, according to Thomson, an atom is similar to Christmas pudding. The pudding had positive charge and the electrons having negatively charged were like plums on the pudding. Okay. Please write down if you have not attended previous class. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood. Now let's see the conclusion of Thomson model of an atom, and let me show you the picture of it. Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, as you can see, J.J. Thomson proposed that point number 1, an atom consists of positively charged sphere. Yes, the sphere was positively charged. Yes, and the electrons are embedded in it. Yes, electrons were present in it. Point number 2, the negative and positive charges are equal in magnitude. Yes, both were equal in magnitude. Negative and positive charge are equal in magnitude. So the atoms as a whole is electrically neutral. That's why atom was neutral. You can see the picture, plum pudding model. And the first picture, look the first picture. Yes, kids, first picture, in you can see the green part, the green red part is red part, orange red part. You can see in the first picture orange red part. Orange red part is you can imagine it is consist of positive charge sphere, and the blue color ball you can see in orange red part. You can imagine these are electrons, and electrons are embedded in an atom. Okay, the whole is atom. And in second picture you can see I have shown electrons by red and proton by blue, and the number of electron and number of proton are equal, means they are equal in magnitude. So the atom is whole as electrically neutral. Okay, please write down if you have not attended previous class. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood that Thomson proposed that an atom consists of positively charged sphere and the electrons are embedded in it. And point number 2, the negative and positive charges are equal in magnitude. So the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. Now let's move on to the next point. Okay kids, last time we studied experiment of Rutherford. Yes, experiment done by Rutherford. This experiment is known as Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. So what he did, he took a thin gold foil. Yes, the thin gold foil was very thin in size. Okay, it was in minus. So he took a thin gold foil, and what he did, he allowed to fall. He did the bombardment. He did the bombardment of alpha particles on thin gold foil. Okay. He did the bombardment of alpha particles on thin gold foil, or you can say he allowed beam on thin gold foil. You can see the beam of alpha particle in blue color, and the circle that you can see, and actually showing the atoms of thin gold foil. Yes, circles are actually the atoms of thin gold foil, and at the center nucleus is present. You can see the nucleus in golden color. Yes, so when these alpha particle rays, alpha rays, or you can say beam, fall on atoms of thin gold foil, when these rays, alpha particles fall on gold foil, then what happens? Then what happens? They, some of the alpha particles got deflected, some of the alpha particles come back, and the remaining goes straight without deflecting. Okay, please draw the diagram, then we will write the result of Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. I am giving you 10 seconds. Okay kids, now let's write the result. Let's move on the next point. So kids, as you can see, Rutherford allowed a beam of fast moving alpha particles. Yes, Rutherford allowed a beam of fast moving alpha particle. Yes, having positive charge to fall on a thin gold foil, and then he observed that most of the alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. Yes, most of the alpha particle passed straight through the gold foil, and some of the alpha particles were slightly deflected by small angles. Yes, and some of the alpha particles deflected by small angle, and very few alpha particle appeared to rebound. So Rutherford gave found three results. Yes, Rutherford found three results. He observed three results. Okay, so Rutherford allowed a beam. Rutherford allowed a beam of fast moving alpha particle. Allowed a beam of fast moving alpha particle having positive charge to fall on a thin gold foil. Then he observed three results. Result number one: most of the alpha particle passed straight through the gold foil. Yes, most of the alpha particle passed straight through the gold foil. Point number two: some of the alpha particles were slightly deflected by small angles. And point number three: very few alpha particles appeared to rebound. Okay, please write down. Okay kids, now on the basis of these result, Rutherford gave the conclusion. On the basis of these three results. Now let's see the conclusion. Let's move on the next slide. Okay kids, so let's have the conclusion of Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. Yes, conclusion of Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. Most of the space inside an atom is empty. First conclusion given by Rutherford, that most of the space inside an atom is empty. Why? Because the most of the alpha particle pass straight through the gold foil. Yes. Point number two: the atom had a small nucleus having positive charge. Yes, the atom had a small nucleus having positive charge. Why? Because some of the alpha particles having a positive charge were slightly deflected by small angle. Okay. Point number three: the size of nucleus is very small. The size of nucleus is very small in comparison to the size of atom. Why? Because very few alpha particles appear to rebound, and most of the positive charge and mass of the atom is in the nucleus. Okay, I hope you understood. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, first point is most of the space in inside atom is empty. Yes, most of the part was empty. Why? Why most of the part was empty? Because all the rays were going straight. They are not striking to straight nucleus. Yes. If anything was present in the atom, they may get deflect, but it didn't happen. Why? Because the space was empty, and the size of nucleus was very small, because only some particles were deflecting, because they're striking from the corner of nucleus. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now let's try to understand defects of Rutherford model of the atom. Yes, defect of Rutherford model of atom. You can see the planetary, you can see the model of atom given by Rutherford. You can see the blue color circle at the center, which is actually showing the small positively charged nucleus, and the red color circle around the blue color circle, red color circles around the blue color circle. Yes, so according to him, he gave the conclusion, and according to him, that alpha particles were slightly deflected by small angle. So he said that all the positively charged nucleus present at the center, yes, all the positive charge present at the center. Okay, but he didn't explain about the neutron, because neutron were also present. Okay, and he said that electrons revolved in a circular path. So when the electrons revolve, they lose energy, and when they lose in energy, they should fall at the center, but they didn't fall. Yes, so you can see the negatively charged electrons in orbit around the nucleus. Yes, look how are they revolving. If you will look the diagram carefully, you will see the green color ball which is revolving in orbit. When they will revolve, they may strike to each other. Yes, according to this diagram, they may strike to each other. Okay, because of their acceleration, they will radiate energy, and they can fall, but it didn't happen. Please draw the diagram. I'm giving you 10 seconds. So kids, according to Rutherford model of an atom, point number 1 is an atom has a positively charged nucleus at its center, and most of the mass of an atom is nucleus. In the nucleus, most of the mass of atom is in nucleus. Yes, an atom has positively charged nucleus, but he didn't tell about neutron. That is what this is the first defect. Second point, he told that electrons revolve around the nucleus in different orbit. But when electrons revolve around the nucleus in orbit, they lose energy. He didn't tell it, and he didn't tell the actual shape of orbit. You can see the actual shape of orbit, and point number 3, the size of the nucleus is very small comparison to the size of atom. This point was actually correct. Okay. Now let's see the main result, main defect. Now let's see the main defect of Rutherford atomic model. Let's move on the next point. Okay, it's a defect of Rutherford atomic model. Let's see the main point only. Okay, I have written only main point. Any particle in a circular orbit would undergo acceleration. Yes, acceleration means changing in velocity, changing in speed. Okay, so any particles in a circular orbit, when an electron revolve in a circular orbit, its acceleration, it will go under acceleration, and during acceleration radiation energy will radiate. Yes, energy will come out. So the revolving electron would lose energy. Yes, it will definitely lose energy, because energy is coming out during the revolution and doing the acceleration. So the revolving electrons would lose energy and fall into nucleus, and it should fall at last in the nucleus, but it didn't happen, and the atom would be unstable. But so according to Rutherford model, it was unstable, but actually we know that the atoms are stable, because according to Rutherford model, any particles, any electrons in circular orbit which is accelerating and revolving will radiate energy, means release energy. So it will lose energy and fall into nucleus, but it did happen in actual condition. So according to Rutherford model, and atom would be unstable, but in actual atom is always stable. Yes, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood defect of Rutherford atomic model. Now let's move on the next point. Next topic is distribution of electron in different shell. Distribution of electron in different shell. Orbit is also known as shell. Yes, you can call shell also to orbit. Okay, you can call shell also to orbit. Okay, same name. Okay, don't confuse orbit and shell. Both are same. Okay. So distribution of electron in different shell means distribution of electron in different orbit. So how many electrons are present in orbit? How many electrons are present in shell? We know, if I talk about our solar system, planets revolve around the sun in orbit. Only one planet is present in one orbit. But many electrons are present in one orbit. Okay, many electrons are present in one orbit, or you can say one shell. So the distribution of electron in different shell was suggested by Bohr and Bury. Yes, two physicists told how many electrons should be present in a shell in orbit. Yes, so according to Bohr and Bury, the distribution of electron in different shell was suggested by Bohr and Bury. The following are the rules filling electron in different shell. Yes, now let's see the rule. First of all, write down this one. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, now let's see some rule. Okay, let's move on the next point. Kids, how many electrons should be present in shell? How many electrons should be in shell? The maximum number of electron in a shell given by the formula 2n square. Yes, we can feel electron in orbit. We can feel electron in orbit by the formula which is 2n square. where n means number of shell, n means number of shell, means we will write in the place of n 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this. Okay, we will. And orbit, we know that we also call shell to orbit. Yes, the name of orbit KLMNO, we write like this. We write the name of orbit KLMNO like this. Okay, or you can call, we write the name of shell like KLMNO. First shell is K, or you can say first orbit is K. For K, n will always be equal to 1. For L, n will always be equal to 2. For M, n will always be equal to 3. For n, n will always be equal to 4. Okay, let's talk about the first shell, K shell. Because we know the formula 2n square, so in the place of n, what will we write? We will write 1, because for K shell n is always equal to 1. So 2n square means 2n to 1 square of 1. So 2n to square of 1, we will get 2 electron only. If I talk about L shell, for L, the number of n, what will be the number of for n? N will be equal to 2 for L shell. So 2n square is equal to 2 into 2 square. We will get the value 8. In the same way, we will calculate for M and N. Okay. So the maximum number of electron that can be filled in outermost shell is air. Yes. Remember kids, we can fill in any shell only 8 electron. We can fill in any shell only 8 electron, and electrons cannot be filled in a shell unless the inner shell are filled. Yes, first of all you will have to fill the inner shell. Then you can fill outer shell. First of all you will have to fill inner shell, then you can fill outer shell. Okay, and first shell, you can fill only 2 electron, and in remaining shell you can fill 8 electron. Okay, in first shell you can fill 2 electron, and remaining shell you can fill 8 electron, but not more than 8 electron. Okay, I hope you understood. Now it's time to ask question from you. Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, it's time to ask question. Question number 1, explain the defects of Rutherford model of an atom. Yes, explain the defects of Rutherford model of an atom. So according to Rutherford model of an atom, defects are any particle in a circular orbit would undergo acceleration, and during acceleration that the charged particle would radiate energy, so the revolving electrons would lose energy and fall into nucleus, and the atom would be unstable. So we know that atoms are always unstable. Question number 2, explain the distribution of electron in different shell. Yes, explain the distribution of electron in different shell. So the maximum number of electron in a shell given by the formula 2n square, where n means number of shell and n means 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this. And if I talk about the first shell, the name of first shell is K. For K 2n square, according to 2n square formula, n will be 1 and the number of electron 2. So in K shell 2 electrons. And if I talk about second shell, in second shell 8 electrons. In third shell means M shell will be 18 electrons, and it will go on so on. And the maximum number of electron that can be filled in the outermost shell will be 8. And the electrons cannot be filled in a shell unless the inner shell are filled. Question number 3, explain Bohr model of an atom. Yes, explain Bohr model of an atom. Actually I did not explain Bohr model of an atom. Okay, I did not explain Bohr model of atom. Okay, but in next slide I will explain it. Okay, let's see the next slide. So kids, as you can see in the picture, this is the Bohr model of an atom. which is actually the correct model. Okay, actually the correct model given by Bohr. So according to Bohr, an atom has positively charged nucleus at its center and most of the mass of the atom is in the nucleus. Yes, according to Bohr, atom has positively charged nucleus. Yes, the nucleus was positively charged according to Bohr, and the center of the and the most of the mass of atom is present in nucleus. Yes, so according to Bohr, nucleus was positively charged and mass was present at the nucleus. And point number 2, the electrons revolve around the nucleus. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in a special orbit called discrete orbit. Yes, electron revolve around the nucleus in orbit. We also call these special orbit discrete orbit. Okay. Point number 3 said that these orbits are shell or energy level and are represented by letter K, L, M, N or numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4. So these orbits are called shell. He also called them shell, and he represented these by K, L, M, N, O, as you can see on the screen. Yes, and while revolving in the discrete orbit, the electrons do not radiate energy. And he also said that electrons do not lose energy. He also said that electrons do not lose energy. Okay, so it was the answer of last question. It was the answer of last question. So please draw the diagram of Bohr model of atom. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood Bohr model of an atom. The remaining topic we will study in next class, and I will explain more about Bohr model of atom in next class. Okay, we will write about Bohr model of an atom in next class. Theory we will write in detail I will explain next class. Okay, till then, bye bye.